Jordan.
But we have a happy
Diego, we're in such big suspense, man. Who do you have?
I'm on an island with the Carolina Panthers this week, and I'm very confident in it. All right?
Diego, stop it. Carolina, they won't be a good team this decade. So stop picking them. Your quarterback, yeah, he's a decent quarterback, but he don't have anybody around him. Just stop picking Carolina, man. It's gonna make you lose. If you want to compete with me, you better start making these type of picks. You better start picking with your head and not with your heart.
Yeah, man. Those are fire.
Courtesy of Pick'em Pros.
That's right.
Like and subscribe.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
That with that. Intro was hard. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derek Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with a special episode of Who You Got, father-son dynamic duo, and many, many special guests. Your boy Christopher Davis is going to be joining us in just a minute. We're going to bring him on. And, of course, we've got Desmond Clark's picks. A whole lot of stuff going on. How you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good. Didn't like the Padres loss last night, but that's all right. I like LA, so it's okay.
Ooh, I love LA. Oh man, they came back, did a LeBron James chase down block, both hands, just both sides, just got it all. Oh, it was just nasty. Just were up 2-0 and then just didn't score another run.
We were up 2-1.
Oh yeah, 2-1. 2-1. All right, 2-1. My goodness, whoo, that was nasty. That's exactly how I'm gonna do you and Dez on this comeback, man. That was a spark I needed. Now I'm just gonna start just putting these wins together. Oh man, it's happening. It's happening. Oh man, beware.
When was the last time you won an NFL pick week? When was the last time you won?
It's about to happen now. It's about to happen now, man. I'm ready. I got plenty of time.
It's not even in your memory.
It's just week 6. It's week 6.
Right.
All I got to do is get one a week, man, and I'm there. Yeah, I am there. So, hey, thanks for checking us out, man. Much love to everybody. Thanks for everyone that checked us out last week. As you know, once a month we have shows at Kings. Shout out to Kings. We do a lot with them. Go check them out. Go and bowl. Have a great night out, man. It was just a great atmosphere, great crowd. All the guests that we had, everybody. Live under par. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kenny Collins, coach at Clayton High. Shout out to Rome. Shout out to Jamie. Everybody that was there. We had a great time. We will be back Saturday, November 9th. That's the next live show at King, Saturday, November 9th. Ooh, it's going to be fire. So you guys will really want to make sure you're there because we're going to continue to have who's who that's going to be in the crowd and also going to be on the show. So we're going to announce the guests in about another week or two. We'll start announcing who's going to be there. But we're working on it. It's going to be some great guests. So you definitely want to check that out. All right. Well, we got a great lineup today. Again, week 6. We're going to go into week 6, pick all the games. We're going to talk about the Bills. Do they need a number 1 receiver? We're going to talk about that. The Bengals, are they done? We're going to talk MLB, a little bit of WNBA, and then we have a great music conversation, again, with Christopher Davis from Generational Debates. We're going to talk about, we're going to go ahead and start off with our top 5 rappers. But what's cool about that is we've got different generations. We've got a teenager. We got Chris in his 20s. We got me in my 40s. So we've got different generations giving our take on that. So we'll end on the music tip and end on that note and get you guys out of here. All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and bring in our guy, Christopher Davis. Let's welcome him.
What's up,
What's going on, man?
What's up?
What's up, man? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a very interesting week, but I'm glad to be back with y'all and, ready to pick these games and have a good, healthy debate about these top 5 rappers. It's going to be real interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun, man. We're excited to talk about that with you, man. And, man, hey, happy you're okay. So we know that, you weren't with us at Kings. We know you had a fender bender there, maybe a little more than a fender bender, but
a little bit more than that. But we're doing good.
But we're so thankful and happy that you are here and okay. So that's what's most important. So that, and also want to send our thoughts and prayers to everybody affected by the hurricanes here in North Carolina. Also, what hit Florida. Summer, who manages all of our social media, manages our comments and all that. I'm going to be doing that today. But shout out to you, Summer. She's in Florida. She's okay, but is dealing with some of the aftermath from that. And then, of course, Desmond Clark, Desmond Clark, the other Pick'em Pro, he's also in Florida as well. He is okay as well, but dealing with some of that aftermath also. So just shout out and love and prayers to you guys. All right. Well, you guys ready to get into it?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Well, hey, man, let's go ahead and start off with this first one. We're getting into the Bills. Do the Bills need a number 1 receiver? Diego, we're going to start with you, man.
I think if the Bills want to win the Super Bowl, then they need a number 1 receiver. If they just want to contend for the Super Bowl, then they're fine the way they are now. But if they get a guy like Devontae, then I think they have a really good chance to win it all. So that's what I think.
Yeah, what you think, Chris?
Well, I'm gonna pull up these stats, and it's a little alarming. It shows how much Josh Allen needs a number 1 wide receiver. So, did you know that people with a better completion percentage than Josh Allen, Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, and Justin Fields, all have a better completion percentage? Do you know who's thrown more yards than Josh Allen? Let's give a gander. So, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams after his really bad start, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones again throwing more yards than Josh Allen. Now, in my opinion, I think Josh Allen is one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL. Come playoffs time, he shows up. But again, it happened when he had his number 1 wide receiver. And I understand them spreading the ball out more, them having younger receivers and trying to get them acclimated. Listen, at this point, it shows they need that number 1 dependable guy because I feel like there's a learning curve with the younger receivers, which they really don't have the time for if they want to beat the Chiefs and win the AFC. So I believe even win their division at this point, because the Jets, while they're still topsy-turvy, I do believe that they still have a very competent team who just needs to get their offensive struggles figured out. But Josh is not looking good. And the person who's like top 5 and top 10 in those CJ Stroud. And guess who he has? Stephon Diggs. So it's everybody likes to do the one cannot be created without the other, but Stephon's doing fine and CJ's doing great with him. So, Josh might need somebody.
Yeah. So I like both of your takes on it, and it certainly helps. It doesn't hurt to have a number 1 receiver, and if they can go out and get Devontae Adams, that definitely puts them in Super Bowl contention. I think they've still got a shot without him. I don't mind either way. I like how they're spreading the ball out. If they're going to bring in a number 1, it has to be a number one that can fit in. And we know how a lot of number one receivers are divas and need to have their touches, need to have that. And I think Devontae falls in that category. He didn't really seem that way in Green Bay, but the more we've kind of heard from him in Las Vegas and whatnot, I think he definitely falls in that category. I think if they do not get a number one receiver, I think they still win the division. I think they still win the division, still advance. Do they go to the Super Bowl? No, I don't think they go to the Super Bowl without a number one. I don't think so. Let me run down the teams. I think they would probably fall to the Chiefs without a number one. I think that would happen. It's interesting, and we'll get to the topic next. I don't know if they beat the Bengals without a number one. And we'll kind of get to that one next. So they'll finish where they've been and see there. However, by bringing in a number one, if they do that, what does that do to the salary cap? I think they are financially getting into a better state right now, long term. So I to answer the question, I think to bring in a number one, that gives them a chance to win the Super Bowl this year. However, if they can through the draft a good receiver that can become their number one, I think that could be more sustainable for a long-term success. So I think that's what happens there.
But my question with the Bills, like just how I feel is like, are they looking for long-term success or are they looking to finally get over that hump immediately? I feel like they're that perpetual team that every time they play Kansas City, Josh Allen really isn't losing that game. It's mostly like their defense or in the case of a couple of years ago, the field goal or a bunch of other stuff. Like it really hasn't been because Josh elevates in the playoffs, regardless of like how he plays in the regular season with the turnovers and everything.
Right.
Come playoff time, you see rarely a turnover. You just see him locked in, slinging the rock. So I feel like the Bills really are kind of impatient at this point. They feel like we can't be like, oh, we're waiting for another long-term guy to bloom. Like we need to get this now because who knows when we're going to be able to have another chance to beat Mahomes again. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Well, let us know in the comments. Tell us, hey, do the Bills need to get a number one and go ahead and make a move now, or can they still afford to be patient and go ahead and draft their next number one receiver and build that way?
I don't even know if they can like get like a high draft pick. If they're gonna go like super far in the playoffs, it's probably gonna be harder for them to get like a great receiver unless they draft really well.
Yeah, well, so I mean, but your top receivers though, are they typically first half of the first round? I mean, I'm
just saying they would have to draft. They would have to make a really good draft pick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, definitely. Yeah.
We've seen like the premier wide receivers more recently. Just pick an LSU wide receiver with your first round pick, and you got a number one. So
exactly. Right. You definitely do. So it depends on how confident they are, and they have the draft. They're looking right now. They know who they have their eyes on. So it probably internally, if they feel that one of these guys that are going to be available in this draft next year will be that guy, yeah, I can see them holding off. But if not, then they might go ahead and make a move. So that may determine it. All right. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, hey, let's move on to the next topic here. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals. Chris, I know you've been doing a lot of homework on this one, man. So I know you're ready. You know what? We're going to go ahead and switch the order. We're going to start with you because I know you're ready to dive into this one. So Cincinnati Bengals, they are 1-4. Cannot believe it. We had the luxury of seeing these guys in person. So we're able to see them down in good old Carolina, down in Charlotte. Couple weeks ago, saw them up close and personal.
Their only win.
Yeah, to get their only win. Their only win. Maybe we brought that to them. So, Chris, man, what's your take on this? The Bengals, are they done or are they still in it?
Okay, so looking at their next two games with the Giants and Browns, they can win those. However, if their defense does not come to play, it's over. I feel like even when we were watching like it live when we went to the Panthers game, we saw like how that defense played. 80 Dalton barely got hit. Outside of like a couple drop balls, we definitely could have won that game. So I really don't think that the Bengals at this point, it's like it feels like the Drew Brees Saints years where you have a great offense and then a defense that's constantly letting you down. So, and Joe's been playing out of his mind, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, second in completion percentage, all that. But then they're 1-4. And you see a game that they easily could have won. Now, was that interception definitely a turning point in that game? And did that kind of lead to, the Ravens getting back into it? Yes. But you can't place the blame on Joe Burrow for how this season has gone. It all goes on the defense. And I feel like I'm glad that a bunch of the offensive players are like taking the high road and not like bashing their defense. But outside of like the Carolina Panthers, they're the worst defense in the league. So that's really not, conducive to like, okay, like we're legit and we want to win. We want to win the Super Bowl this year. He said we're not a championship level team. And the annoying thing with the Bengals is they play like a championship level team versus the Chiefs. And everybody else is like, we got this. That's the thing. If you're cool, I don't want to like bash them, but my feeling is like, if you're cool trying to like one up the best team in the NFL and then you don't do it, and then you continuously like lose to other teams that you should beat or that you believe that you're better than, I don't know. It's kind of, it's kind of
it is a lot. No, great points on that, Chris. Diego, what's your take on the Bengals?
Yeah, I think the Bengals still have a shot to be playoff contenders because they have a friendly part of their schedule coming up. They got the Raiders, the Jags, Browns. So they can win. They're gonna win those 3 in a row if they really lock in. And that gets them to 4-4. And then that's just 0-0, and then see where they go from there. So I think they're still alive for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I believe with the softness of their schedule, they still have a chance. I mean, the games that they've lost have all been close. They've been right there. And they've been to, with the exception of the first game, to the was it the Seahawks?
Patriots.
The Patriots they lost. So that doesn't look good. But that definitely was a black eye. But beyond that, I mean, they should have beat the Ravens. I mean, you have the guy mishandled the snap there on that kick. Where it's a different story. So I wasn't that impressed by seeing them against the Panthers, especially with that defense and the defense playing as poor as they did. But then when you see them play the Chiefs, like, man, they look like they can win the Super Bowl. And when you saw them last week against the Ravens, they look, the offense looked great and Joe Burrow's playing well. So, man, it's funny. I picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl this year. And you know what? I'm going to say it with my chest. I still got them going to the Super Bowl, man.
Ooh,
that defense, they're going to patch it up. That one corner that makes the nasty one-handed picks. What's my guy?
Yeah, someone else makes nasty one-handed picks on this show.
Oh, on this show, somebody else. I have no idea who that is. But
yeah, they better trade for like Myles Garrett or TJ Watt or something.
Yeah, but I think I love how Jamar Chase is balling, man. The first couple games was a little sluggish and whatnot, but I think he's put the contract behind him and was like, all right, you know what?
Ever since they played the Panthers, he's been
he found his mojo again. I was like, that 70-yarder that we saw, I was like, okay. We all kind of just sat down and we're just like, okay.
That was nasty. And now T. Higgins is stepping in. Of course, Burrow's playing. So I think that defense will improve enough to get them over the hump. They've got the soft part of their schedule. And then when it's time to face some of these, more tougher opponents, I think they're going to string a few wins together, get into the playoffs. And then, hey, when you get in the playoffs, anything can happen there. So I think they're going to continue until they have to face those Lions. That's when it's all going to come crashing down, man. All right.
Might go against the Vikings.
Hey, man. Vikings
playing really well.
Doing their thing. They are definitely doing their thing. Cannot say anything about the Vikings right now. All right. Well, let's get into these week 6 picks next. First, we had the 49ers. They beat the Seahawks 36-24. Got back in stride here. This actually was an island game. So this was a game that Diego, you and I, as usually we picked this one right. And I believe Desmond Clark former tight end of the Bears, got this one wrong. I think he was trying to shock the world and all that kind of stuff, but that did not pan out here. What's your take on this game, man?
Yeah, the Niners were 2-3 going into the week. They lost a few games they probably shouldn't have lost. So they wanted to get back on track, and I knew they were gonna play their best football, try to win this game. And they had all their receivers back, didn't have McCaffrey, but
lost Jordan Mason.
Yeah, and Jordan Mason got hurt, but they still had their receivers. And the Seahawks made a little comeback later in the game, but then the Niners put them away. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. I don't know why Dez would pick the Seahawks.
I don't know. I mean, Seattle was at home, okay, and they've have a decent record, but I'm just not buying Seattle this year.
Yeah,
what's your take, Chris?
I feel like the first few weeks were fool's gold because everybody was waiting until let's see Seattle get into that real portion of their schedule, and it shows one, they're really young. That defense still hasn't gelled fully back into, because everybody early during the 3-0 was like, oh, the Legion of Boom is back. I was like, pump your brakes. I get Gino's playing good. I get all that, but they still have issues on their offensive line. And the one testament of San Francisco is they gonna have a running back ready. Like it don't matter who's out there. Isaac Guerrero, everybody's like, who's this guy? And then he rips off of a big run to end the game. So I really think that it's still, to me, it's still San Francisco's division until it's not. Like, I'm not too worried about the Cardinals' loss. I just think they just had to get healthy, and I mean they did this last year. When a bunch of their starters went down and Brock Purdy had to carry for a little while, definitely went down, and their quality of play, and then they picked it back up, rattled off a couple of wins, and they ended up in the Super Bowl. So, I feel like this is kind of how their seasons go. Like, they have a bunch of injuries either early or it's like to a bunch of key players, and they just somehow gel it together and get ready and lock in. So I still have them as a playoff contender. I'm not too worried about them or their 3-3 record. They're going to be fine.
I think they definitely get into the playoffs, and then it'll be interesting to see what the matchups are once they get there. But 49ers will get in there. All right. Well, let's get into our no-brainers. We've got we've got 9 no-brainers here. Let me pull up the graphic. So, Diego, we got 8 on the graphic, but then there's an additional one, a big no-brainer that's not on the graphic that we'll touch on. But go ahead and kick us off, man.
All right, so the first no-brainer, we got the Jags traveling to, not traveling to Chicago, traveling to London.
Oh, right.
That's their second home. And they
that's right.
And they're playing the Bears. The Bears are 1-point favorites, and we all have the Bears in this one. I was thinking about picking the Jags actually, because it was in London.
But that is interesting.
I just not confident in picking them anymore.
I know.
They just haven't been pulling it out. So I'm going with the Bears and Caleb.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I think Caleb continues his momentum of improving after these past few games. I love the fact that he turned to a Hall of Famer versus us, and everybody's no longer worried that he's a bust anymore. So I have the Bears winning this one.
That's right. Yeah. You can all pump the brakes on the bust talk of Caleb Williams. So he's gonna be fine. Now, hey, will he be Jaden Daniels? I don't know, because he's looking special, but I think they both are in good shape with the quarterbacks that they have right now. All right. And shout out to Brandon. You the man, Brandon. Brandon has the Bears. So we know we're in good shape. We all have them. All right. What's the next one, Diego?
Yeah, next we have the Cardinals traveling to Green Bay to play the Packers. And we all have the Packers in this one. Cardinals, they're a solid team, but I mean, traveling to Green Bay on the road, and Green Bay, they're healthier now. So I just think that'll just be too much for them, for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay has had a very interesting few weeks with trying to reintegrate Jordan Love again. I believe they're going to win this game. LaFleur is the better coach. They have the better weapons. I'm not too worried about Green Bay in this one.
All right. We've all got Green Bay, and I think my man Brandon has the Packers as well. So we all agree on this one. Packers are a 5-point favorite at home. All right, what's the next one, Diego?
All right, next one, we have the Houston Texans traveling to New England to play the Pats, and we all have the Texans in this one because the Patriots are just not a good team, and they have Drake May starting. So I'm a Duke fan. It's gonna be fun to watch this game.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, this is, for me at least, everybody pray for Drake May because that defensive line's going to eat versus that New England offensive line. Yeah, unless Tom Brady's coming out that tunnel, the Texans going to win this game.
Agree. Brandon's with us as well. All right. Yeah, nothing for me to add on this one, man. And I didn't realize Drake May was starting. So it's gonna be a tough one with that Houston dude. All right. So next one is Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to New Orleans to play the Saints. And we all have Tampa in this one. I mean, they're going on the road against a solid New Orleans team. Yeah.
But not the Rays, the Bucks. They're looking like some contenders. And the Saints just been falling off. And they're without Derek Carr. They starting Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. Ooh.
So that's gonna be interesting to see. But
that will be.
I'm going with Tampa.
That will be interesting.
I'm going with Tampa in this one. I feel like this is a get back right game after the loss to the Falcons. I don't see New Orleans winning this. I mean, after Monday night, their showing on defense was impressive versus the Chiefs, but the offensive performance, even with Derek Carr, was looking bad, and then he got injured. So I definitely think that the Buccaneers got this one.
Yeah, I do hope that Rattler has a decent showing, though. Happy he was able to make it into the league, and he had a lot of negative press from the Netflix show that he did when he was in high school, and that really kind of stayed with him. I hate for something in high school to,
Caleb.
So hopefully, he'll have a decent enough showing, but I don't see them pulling that out against the Bucs.
I want to see Spencer Rattler and the Saints go against the Bears. I want to see that.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that.
They still have beef.
I definitely want to see that.
All right, next no-brainer, we got Indy traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans, and we all got the Colts in this one on the road. Tennessee, they're just looking like one of the worst teams in NFL. Even though Will Levis got benched, they got Mason Rudolph in there, and the Colts, they got, I don't even know if Anthony Richardson is back yet. Whoever, Flacco or Anthony Richardson, whoever they're starting, I'm just confident in them to beat the Titans.
Yeah, and it's funny, the Titans are 2.5-point favorite in this one. I guess because they're at home. But we all have the Colts. What about you, Chris? I know Brandon's got the Colts as well.
I feel like this might be a more defensive game, but if Joe Flacco's starting, he's gonna make enough plays to, beat the Titans. I definitely have the Colts in this one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and if that line stays like it, I might have to fire up my app, my DraftKings app on this one, man. I might have to do it. Yeah, I might have to do a little something on that one. Yeah. All right. What's the next one, man?
Next game, we got the Steelers traveling to Vegas to play the Raiders, and we all got the Steelers in this one. They lost a few games in a row, lost the last two, but going to Vegas, this should be an easy one. Andy Dalton got his first win there. Everyone should remember that. But they got still going with Fields, and I think they should get a win.
Yeah,
I think they should be favored by more than 3.
Yeah. With the Steelers offense, they're kind of night and day sometimes. And I do believe Vegas is the worst team. I still have the Steelers on this. It's going to be one of those ugly, low-scoring Steelers games that you're just like, you don't know why the score is like 15 to 12 at the end of the game. You're just like, they won. That's what this game's going to be.
This is going to be a home game for Pittsburgh, too.
That's true. That's
for
true.
Sure, Allegiant Stadium.
It's in Vegas. I mean, Steelers fans are everywhere, and then by Vegas being such a tourist spot, they'll definitely be in the building for that one. So that is that's a great point. And then, of course, also Devontae Adams, he's still suffering from that hamstring injury. So, unfortunately, just
I want to get out of here injury.
yeah, not quite. It's a little tight
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Still,
He'll heal up when he gets traded to the Bills.
yeah.
or the Jets.
All right. So we all got the Steelers in this one, and but whoa, Brandon's got the Raiders. Okay, so Brandon's going with the upset here. So hey, Brandon, we're gonna shout you out, man. If the Raiders end up pulling this one off, man, matter of fact, Brandon, you get this one, man. We got to send you a hat or a shirt or something. So definitely, we got to hook you up on that one. All right.
Also,
cool.
bench Gardner Minshew, so
yeah,
trying to get a spark
for sure.
Right. Next game is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to New York to play the Giants, that are hot right now, and I think they get Malik Neighbors back.
Oh,
I think so because he had a concussion a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
but we are going with Cincinnati. They're desperate, 1-4.
Gotta get this
so they got to get this one. Everyone's gonna be playing their best, so going with them.
Yeah.
Cincinnati being in desperation mode, I really don't. If the defense is bad enough to make Daniel Jones look more than an average quarterback, they officially have a problem. So I definitely believe the Bengals should win this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they just got to put my guy 29 on Neighbors.
Oh yeah,
That
definitely
should be pretty good there.
For sure.
All right, next game is the Devontae Adams Bowl, I guess. Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. And we're all going with the Bills. They've lost 2 in a row against some pretty good teams and some really good teams in the AFC. So they're going to try to beat the Jets, who are struggling a little bit. Just fired Saleh, and
yeah.
A lot of
one thing with the Jets is that I believe that this turmoil is kind of going to affect them. They might come out and play really strong, but like Brandon said, I got the Bills in a close one. Because to me, the Bills just have the better team. And honestly, the Jets confuse me. How are you firing Saleh 5 weeks in? I understand but again, it's the offense that hasn't been performing. Saleh's responsible for the defense. People are like, oh, it's the penalties. The team comes out flat. And I'm like, listen, he is literally doing the best he can with an offense that is performing like Zach Wilson still at quarterback and not a dude who's won a bunch of MVPs. So, I don't know. I got the Bills in this one, though.
Yeah, I don't think the defense is going to play as well because they really like Saleh, and they were talking about how they're going to try and win for him and stuff. So,
okay. They should have been doing that before.
Being without him.
Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty sad.
That's comical. And I missed this comment. Sorry, Dolores, we've got wondering if Chris is going with his Unc's team again. What
I
team
did. I chose the Packers.
Okay, the Packers. Okay. All right.
She clowned because I lost to the Vikings a couple weeks ago. She clowned it. Thanks, Auntie.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Love it. All right. And then we've got one more no-brainer here. That was Browns Browns
Eagles.
We didn't have
Eagles. Eagles for sure. Deshaun Watson, no. Just no. They still have him starting. And,
man.
Yeah, and the Eagles there.
They
lost last week, so they're gonna try and not last week, but
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a bye, so they're gonna be looking to get back on the win board and contend with the Cowboys for the division.
Yeah, my question is, when are they gonna start Jameis? We're tired. Everybody's tired of Deshaun.
Yeah.
I just think that maybe it's the ownership feeling like, hey, we gave him all this guaranteed money. We gotta try him out. Listen. It's a terrible investment. Everybody in the league when you signed it was like, this is a terrible investment. Why are you giving him this much money? And now y'all are seeing the consequences of your action. Please start. Start. I feel like this is worse than when they went 0-16.
Yeah.
To me, at least, if the team looked like they were competing and they were trying to have fun out there, this team looks dead.
They do.
Yeah,
they do. Yeah, the defense.
Sean's
everyone's
just not bringing great vibes.
At all.
Nah. And
Amari Cooper looks disgruntled.
Right.
All the receivers.
And that's one thing we know with Jameis Winston. He's gonna bring the energy. He's totally on the other side of the spectrum. So he's gonna be saying all types of crazy stuff. So he will definitely be giving them them fired up. So yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I would love to see Jameis. So hopefully at some point soon we'll be able to see that. Let me just check the comments here, seeing if we have anything on that. All right, and that's a 9.5 point favorite. Ooh, man, I mean, that's you don't see these spreads that big in the NFL. So that is a lot. But we definitely know what's gonna happen on that one. All right. So let's switch and go to our island games. These are the games where we disagree. Let's move on to Chargers versus Broncos. Diego, believe you're on the island for this one, my man.
Yeah, I'm on an island with the Chargers. I just like this game. I don't think the Broncos are as good as people as they look right now.
Okay.
Bo Nix, he's a solid QB, but Herbert's better. And I just like the Chargers. You know, they got a good run game, good coaching. Herbert can throw a few bombs every now and then.
Okay.
And the Broncos are just kind of bland. Like they don't have like any good players. They
Sertan.
I mean, yeah, man. They have the guys
too, man.
running
Like,
back.
you know, play like a deep boy. I don't know. I feel like for me, this is really interesting because again, it's a division game. It could go either way, but I feel like if the Broncos make enough plays on offense, they should win because Denver's defense looks legit, and I don't know if it's the teams they played or it's the fact that Patrick Surtain has been playing out of his mind, but I feel like this just has to be a Chargers just run the ball downhill type game, But it sucks because we haven't seen the Justin Herbert game where everybody's clamoring and calling him a top 3 quarterback, or it's only him and Mahomes, and it sucks that he's in the same division as Mahomes. We haven't seen that this year. And is that because of Greg Roman? A little bit. So it's like, I feel like as a fan of, as a person who's like watched Justin Herbert, like after like watching him first play with the Chiefs game, and then you see like how he's like playing now, it's kind of topsy-turvy. So I weirdly think I might actually be with Diego. I think I have the Chargers in this one, but I don't think it's going to be a Justin Herbert game. I think it's mostly because of how good their pass defense is.
Yeah, and hey, Chargers are favored. They're favored by 3. And Brandon makes a great point here in the comments that Harbaugh, especially does well coming off a bye. So all facts and great stats for them. I just think with the Broncos, I'm sticking with the Broncos being at home. They've got a little bit of momentum. Sean Payton's putting it together. Bo Nix is looking better and better. I mean, we knew Denver was going to be a team that would get better throughout the season, and they're proving to do that. So this should be a close one. I think they end up winning this one by a field goal. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the Broncos, get back on the winning side, and just start to continue that climb, man, and chase everybody down.
Don't like
this is
the
gonna
Broncos.
be a key. You don't like the Broncos?
Yeah, I just don't like the Broncos.
Okay, man, that's it. It sounds kind of personal, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay, all right. Okay.
2016 was a real rough year for all.
Oh, with the okay. I got it. Oh, the Panthers. I got it. Okay.
Real rough.
Okay. All right. I got it. I didn't know if we had to have an off-air conversation, man. I thought it was something else going on, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. It's the Panthers. Yeah. You guys should definitely have some ill will there. I definitely understand that. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next one. I am on the island for 2 games. Oh man, this is gonna be a one that I'm excited for. I can't believe the spread is this big here, but we've got the upstart Commanders. Man, Jaden Daniels, the MVP and Rookie of the Year candidate, goes to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Doesn't want to be compared to Lamar. Baltimore's a 6.5 point favorite, and I'm going with the road team. The Commanders are going to come in there and get this, and then the talk is going to explode when they win this game. Yeah,
man. Listen, as a person who lived and worked in the DMV for about 2-3 years, I will say this game is very hype, and I believe, honestly, Well, because of the Ravens record, that's what's concerning me. Because I'm like, look, they're 3-2. They just came off a nail biter versus the Bengals, and it's like, the thing is, I have faith in Lamar, but I do not have faith in that defense currently. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I still would choose the Ravens in a very close one that could come down to who has the ball last. But I don't know. I'm very excited for this game because honestly, we haven't seen the Ravens defense look this bad. And everybody talks about like Harbaugh's record versus rookie quarterbacks and how they made CJ Stroud look more than last year. But CJ Stroud really didn't look like CJ Stroud when he first played the Ravens. That's two completely different players than what we see now. So I have the Ravens in a close one, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Commanders pull this one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I hate this man. What's up the NFL with all these big games being at 1 o'clock? But what's your take on this one, Diego?
I have the Ravens, and it possibly could be a blowout.
Ooh,
and
okay.
I just don't like all this Jaden Daniels hype. Like he's there like in the third quarter, just like on the sidelines,
smiling.
Like, not
having fun, man.
Just like, I don't know, getting all this praise, MVP. And then he gets compared to Lamar, and he's like, I don't really like that.
I don't like that. That
he's trying to be
aggravates
so
me.
nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't really like that comparison.
Yeah. But it's funny because he smiles a lot and whatnot, and it's one of those things to where if you're pulling for the Commanders, it's great. But if he's going against your team, that smile is aggravating as I don't know what.
I mean, my thing with him, and to me, he should have MVP hype. Like, I honestly, CJ should have had like more consideration than last year because, listen, if you're turning around a franchise that nobody expected y'all to be this good, and you're able to just elevate that team, and again, they've won against poor teams. Now, if they win next week, I'm sorry, I'm putting them tops of the MVP conversation if they win tomorrow, because to me, at this point, he's proven, okay, he's already proven one, I can go toe-to-toe with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now he has to go up against a person who's also like in the race for MVP, and I really believe that he's gonna ball out. So it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I cannot wait to watch this one and then see the aftermath, depending on the outcome, especially if the Commanders end up pulling this one off. But we've got some great comments here. So first off, shout out to Houston TX Dave. What's up? Thanks for joining us. This definitely should be a good game. And then with your name, we know you're a Texans fan and you're repping the Texans. So very happy for you and all that's going on where you are. And then he says CJ Stroud and Daniels are fun to watch. Yes, they absolutely are. Houston TX Dave for sure. So we can't wait to continue to watch them throughout the season. All right, but I've got the Commanders. Diego's got the Ravens. Des have the Ravens. Chris, you've got the Ravens. But Brandon is with me. I think he's got the Commanders as well. So we're all kind of split on that one. So it should be good to see the outcome of that one. All right, I'm on the island for one more game, and then we're going to talk about the Lions Cowboys last. So we'll talk about that one. I think we all agree on it, but we're still going to talk about that. We'll talk about that last. But the next game here, oh boy, we've got the Atlanta Falcons driving up 95 or 85, I should say, 85, coming on up to Charlotte to play the Panthers. Atlanta is a 6-point favorite coming into our house here in Carolina. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God! So I'm on the island.
Right, probably should be favored by more.
Come on, man! You're supposed to be the ultimate homer.
They're better than
you're giving up. The Panthers have beaten it out of you. You're giving up on your Panthers. I'm saying on my chest, I'm going with the Carolina Panthers.
I mean,
they're gonna win.
I got school every Monday. I'm not getting my hopes up, man.
I was like, I can't keep letting them talk about it.
Oh, that's too funny.
Listen,
Falcons in a blowout. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Falcons in a blowout. Oh, Brandon, dude.
Listen,
oh man, Falcons in a close one. All right.
We lost by 26 to a team that everybody's quarterback thought was a bust. Now we got to play a guy who's coming off of throwing for 500 yards on Thursday after being roasted for not being a primetime quarterback. I'm doing the math here. We're not winning this game. Like it's just, this is the part
Big
of the
game
season.
for Bijan. Big game for Drake London.
Gosh, no.
Big game
for
for
everybody.
Big game for
especially
everybody.
Drake
Kirk might
London.
break his own
Like-
record that he set on Thursday versus this defense.
Everybody's setting franchise records today.
Yeah,
They're solid.
Ridiculous.
the two Panther guys, you got the banner. Diego's
Yep,
got
and I'm
tape
being honest. We're
on
not
it,
winning.
and I'm the one over here repping for the Panthers. Well, look,
We're
this
not.
is
At least they're wearing cool jerseys.
yes,
Yeah,
they
we got
are.
the blue ones.
You know what?
Yeah.
Now that's okay. We got to
At
talk
least
about
we'll
that.
look good when we get
We
blind.
got to talk about that too. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. But again, the Panthers guys, we're at home.
And what that mean? We were just there.
Fans
We
are gonna
literally
be
were just there 2 weeks ago.
Did you
Like,
see all the Bengals fans in the big parking lot?
exactly.
I've never seen
There was
that
a
many.
sea of orange on the other
Closer.
sideline.
When do you ever see Bengals fans in North Carolina?
I've never
Exactly.
seen that many opposing
they all
fans
just like
at an
popped out
NFL
of
game.
nowhere.
Yeah, I've never seen that many.
I think it's gonna be with the Falcons. They're just two
Yeah.
states away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was something, man. But let's talk about these jerseys now. Come on, Carolina. Why do y'all 10 games this year? They're wearing the white uniforms. Like,
And our black and blue jerseys are so fire. Like,
yes.
it's just,
Especially the blue.
I
Why do they
mean,
wear those ugly?
the blue jerseys. are the
weirdly
ones that
enough,
sell
this
out
is
the
why.
most.
Yes.
So
Like-
remember when we went 15-1? I
Yeah.
don't know if the equipment manager is the same. The reason it's, you know how football superstitious. We won more
Oh,
games
yeah.
when we wore the white jerseys.
Oh, God.
Now, hasn't been enough years where we can say that superstition has proved false
Yes.
with how we played
For
in these
real.
white jerseys.
For
yes.
real.
So
For real.
I believe it's still like a superstition of like, oh, we still might have that mojo juice. Like, no,
Man, yeah.
put on the all black jerseys.
Exactly,
Man.
yeah,
all
'cause
black,
those-
all blue.
Yeah, the
All
all
black,
blue, the
all
all
blues.
black.
And we got
Those
some black
jerseys are
helmets, too.
fire. Yeah, those
Yeah,
are nice.
yeah.
The white uniform. Now again, like some teams, like the Bengals, white uniforms are
Fire.
hot. Those are fire. And like the Dolphins,
Yeah.
their white
Amazing.
uniforms are fire. Our white uniforms are trash.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we wearing them more than any of that? Is absolutely ridiculous. And then we got those nice blue uniforms. Those are ridiculous. So yep.
Oh yeah, no, the Texas unis. Whoo, the
Yeah.
Houston. Yeah, there's like
love
2 or
that.
3 jerseys I really want, but
Mhm.
the bright red one
Yeah.
though, that tank hat, I was like, oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
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 They go
yeah.
all red.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a fact. If we're talking about best jerseys, let's get on that for a second. This is totally off script, but I just what comes to mind for me, I'd have to say that Bears orange. When they break
Yes.
that out, I like the Bears orange. I like there
Like
was another one.
Dolphins, all the Dolphins.
Chargers navy blue. Chargers navy blue south.
Their navy blue, whatever the Dolphins wear is fire.
Everything they wear. Panthers are blue.
the-
It's just under.
The
'cause we
Panthers
never
blue.
wear it.
Right. They never wear it, which is ridiculous. But that's the one people buy.
The
when they
Atlanta
buy it.
throwbacks. The Atlanta
Yeah.
throwbacks that they wore on Thursday. Those were
Yeah,
those
yeah.
were fire.
Oh, those are fire. There's another one I'm not thinking of. It'll come back to me. Let me see. I think there's one in the Bears were nice. Yeah, that's a nice one as well. So yeah, we'll have to do something. We'll have to do something just on the jerseys at some point. 'Cause that just came up. We'll maybe do that next week. All right. So one more game to talk about before we get to little baseball, WNBA, and then we get to music. So we, have done football, but we got one more game, the big game, one of the big games. The Detroit Lions travel to Dallas, man, the rematch of that controversial game last year to play the Cowboys in Big D. Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite. Think who we got in this one, Diego?
Yeah, we all got the Lions. Lions, they even when they played the Cowboys that other time, they weren't as high as a team. They weren't even as talented. Like didn't have as much talent. And now, like they got the confidence. Goff, both their running backs are amazing. Amon Ra, Laporta, and now Jamison Williams looking
All
like
right.
really legit.
All right, Homer.
So yeah, I just all got the Lions,
Yeah.
and since they lost that controversial one, they're gonna want to show their
I got the Lions. You see, okay, Dolores going with the Cowboys.
Mhm.
All right, go with the Cowboys. Yeah.
She gonna disown me for my pick, but she know I'm picking the Lions. Listen, a way better team at this point. I believe that Dallas's inconsistency And again, all that really matters is who guards CD and makes it just takes him out the game. That's all that really matters. I see Dallas's offense, and it doesn't really scare me because the running game doesn't do much. And outside of CD, who's really that guy? And we're still wondering that during the season. Jalen Tolbert made a couple plays at the end of the game, but is that really he's turning the corner? This is a true number 2. I really doubt that. And the thing with the Lions is that they can win multiple ways. And Michael Parsons is hurt. So you have a team that can run the ball really well and that can throw the ball really well. And last time, the Saints kind of, went to town on them and they can do the exact same thing. So it's just and the Lions are a much better team than the Saints. So I obviously got the Lions in this one.
Yeah. I think the Lions are way too powerful. I mean, they can run it, they can throw it, they can do so many things. Dallas is gonna have their hands full with this particular game. And so we've got all the comments coming in here. So funny from Houston, Texas, Dave. paper defense. Hey, Houston, who's better? The Texans or the Cowboys?
Ooh, you're trying to start a war. You're trying to start a war, man.
So said Lions 27-14. Delcia Thompson, Mom Duke say Lions will roar. All right, Lions will roar. Yes, moms. Let's see. Brandon said Cowboys look flat at home, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get blown out. Yeah, like the Saints game. Yep, for sure. Let's see. Oh, Dwayne Thompson in the house. Unc. Huge Chicago Bear fan. Chicago, all things Chicago. But he said Jerry Jones will not have a so good birthday tomorrow. Oh, didn't know it was his birthday. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be too good. He said Texas Day said Texas. Okay, Texans are better than Cowboys. All right. And Dolores said it ain't nice. Love it. Yeah, this definitely gets the comments going as we talk all things Cowboys here. So yeah, and then Brandon Bean said Texas by a wide margin as far as the comparison between the Texans and the Cowboys. So yeah, as it stands right now, they haven't played. They never really play because they're in different conferences, so they don't play that often. I wish they played more. I wish they
they play this year in November 11th. Or
something. They do. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Micah and CJ on their podcast, they were trash talking each other. And
nice.
Mike, sometimes to me, Micah gotta sit down and so. I don't know. Maybe this is off topic too. Some of these players in these podcasts, Mike, they be writing checks and they get cash every single time, and it is hilarious to watch. You'll just see it week to week. You're just huh?
Yeah.
That
I agree. Oh, okay. Houston, Texas, Dave. So you get a birthday present there by them playing on your birthday. So that's cool. That'll be really cool. Where is that game, y'all? Is that?
I think it's in Dallas.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Everything's in. Okay. Okay.
Monday
Brandon said Monday Night Football. Ooh, in Dallas. Oh man. All right. Yeah, dude, that'd be a good one to go to right there. Yeah, that'd be a great one. All right. Well, that's our football talk for the week, but we've got some other topics we're going to dive into. So stay with us as we talk a little bit of baseball, a little bit of WNBA, and then we're going to finish off with some music, y'all. So going to go in a different direction. So please stay with us as we dive into these. So we got to go into the, elephant in the room. I'm wearing the Dodgers hat here. Called it that they were going to come back from that 2-1 deficit, and that is exactly what happened. If you follow our IG, Diego's a big Padre fan. I'm Dodger fan, although Diego likes the Dodgers as well. So it's not
I don't remember you be a Dodger fan until we went to the game.
Hey,
thought you were a Chicago White Sox fan.
I have a hat. I'm wearing the hat, so I'm clearly
became a Dodger fan.
Hey, I'm rocking the Dodgers. I picked them when they were down 2-1. I didn't flinch, didn't panic, was so confident. I went on Instagram and boldly predicted that they would come back from that 2-1 deficit. I wasn't worried at all, but man, what I didn't predict was, good gracious, that they would just shut them out and not allow them to have a run the last 2 games. How did that happen,
I
Diego?
don't know. I mean, the Dodgers have some good pitchers. Their pitchers pitching really good. Padres, I don't know. I guess we just got to like looking more ahead. We just weren't focusing on the ball. We were hitting it. Well, we weren't hitting it, but yeah, it just wasn't that great. It's all right though. It's all right though. Dodgers will probably win it all, so it'll be okay.
And Ohtani, see, dude, man, that's the rule in baseball. You never bet against Ohtani. You know what I'm saying? It's just
a lot of people bet against him when he was with the Angels and they never made the playoffs.
I know he hadn't really stepped up yet, but when they need him, that's when he'll be there. So hey, either against the Mets or against the Yankees in the World Series, he'll step up in one of those two and make it happen for sure. So here we go. So we've got Brandon said Yankees Dodgers. Yeah, that would be great to see that in the World Series. Said Mets Guardians. He would prefer to see that because better storytelling. Okay, that would be interesting. Now the Mets are dangerous. So the Mets are hot right now, for sure. So they definitely concern me as someone that's picked the Dodgers. So yeah, Dodgers are loaded, have a lot of talent, but they have a lot of injuries still. So they're still not fully loaded. They had to rely on their bullpen to pull it out to overcome the Padres, but with the Mets, as hot as the Mets are, they're going to have their hands full. That's going to be a tough one. I think they still pull that out, but that is definitely going to be a battle. So let's see what our comments are here on the Dodgers Mets. So we've got Houston, Texas Dave said a Subway Series, Mets, Yankees. Yeah, that could absolutely happen. That has happened before. Haven't had that in a while. So we could have the Subway Series for sure. And then let me go earlier today. Brandon put some comments in here about let me see if I can find it real quick. Thought he had something in here earlier about it. I can't see. So Brandon, if you have any other comments on the baseball. Oh, here we go. Here's one. You said the Astros are out. So since the Mets are left, you're picking the Mets to win the World Series. So Brandon has the Mets to win it all. So yeah, I knew he had a comment in there earlier, so I wanted to put that there. All right, and then and then he's got one more comment here. Every time a team that has been eliminated, the Brewers is the team that ended up in the World Series. So yeah. So thanks for all your comments, Brandon. We appreciate you, man. All right, so let's move on to the WNBA. They are in their finals, the WNBA finals. So it's flown by. Again, the series are kind of short.
Is this a 7-game series in the finals?
No, yeah. I think this one is
next year.
Next year, next year they're going to best of 7. So they definitely need to go best of 7. So I'm happy that they're doing that going forward. But for this one is best of 5. Lynx had that comeback victory. Somebody on the set said that the Lynx were going to win, but before the playoffs started. So man, somebody's on fire. The championship, yes.
It's been one
Dodgers
game.
Are going to come back, and the Lynx, but no, that comeback I think just totally deflated them. Man, I can't see the Liberty bouncing back from that. I think the Lynx took their hearts out of their chest on that one, man. That's what I think is.
I think the Liberty are going to win.
This one. You got the Liberty. You got the Liberty. Let us know. So let's see. Dolores has the Lynx. So yeah, we're aligned on that. We got the Lynx there. So yeah, Houston. Yep, it's Lynx versus Liberty. Lynx versus Liberty is in the WNBA Finals. If you didn't know, and then Brandon is schooling us on next season. Oh man, 44 games. So they're going to 44 games next year. First round will be 1-1-1. The semis will be best of 5, and then the finals will be best of 7. Okay. Yep. Yeah. That's how it should be for sure. Yeah. It definitely should be that way. All right. So man, let's finish off here with a little bit of music. So again, Chris, our guy Chris here has a podcast called Generational Debates, where you take folks from different generations. So we've got different generations represented here, which is pretty cool. We've got teens, we've got 20s, we've got 40s represented here. So this fits right in line with one of your passions, Chris, which is music. So I tell you what, man, let me step back and let you go ahead and lead this segment, man.
All right, so we are talking top 5 rappers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with rap being constantly evolving, and there's basically different people who have stood out and stood the test of time with creativity and kind of just how they've either dominated tracks, dominated the charts, how they've definitely, had a cultural influence too. So I feel like to be a top 5 rapper of all time, these are my criteria. You have to have at least 3 or 4 classic albums, mixtapes. All you have to have when it comes to features every single time, not every single time, but I'd say a strong 75 to 80% of the time, steal a show on features. And then the third is, I believe it's your influencing your overall impact on the genre. So to me, my top 5, and it's hard with my 1 because I have 1A and 1B, and then I do 3 because I can't decide between my first 2. My first 2 are Lil Wayne and Andre 3000. Now, to me, Lil Wayne just how influential he has been to everybody since he's came in to even the generation of rap that I grew up in from Atlanta with the Young Thugs, the Gunnas, Little Babies, all that. But then even still inspiring a Kendrick Lamar, a J. Cole, and all these other artists that he, that have come after him with the locks, with the face tats, with everything. But then you get to the bars. And the one thing that I will always say about a Lil Wayne song is he will always say at least 1 or 2 lines that you wish you thought of that are like either so simple or like they're so simple that they're clever. And you're just like, oh my goodness, like how did you think of that? Yeah. And then to me, Andre 3000, and yes, we can talk about Outkast and we can talk about how great Big Boy is, but to me, he always has stood out to me and just kind of his versatility. And again, every single feature Andre has, he to me steals the show. Now, my third, this might be recency bias because of this year, but it's Kendrick Lamar. Now, to me, he already had the albums up until this point. I really didn't like the last one, but that's neither here nor there. Like that, I liked it a little later on, but it wasn't my favorite out of his whole discography. But to me, the first 4 albums, between Good Kid, Mad City to Damn, Untitled Unmastered, and To Pimp a Butterfly, all those, I feel like those capture those are some of the best raps we've ever gotten from anybody. His skill, I think when it comes to influence, it's kind of hard to gauge it because you see him more as just a figurehead and what he means to rap. And to me, I believe the high art that he takes rap to is something that's really impressive. And my favorite album from him is Good Kid, Mad City. And that might be blasphemous because everybody talks about how good To Pimp a Butterfly is and how good, him just rapping about that black experience and how wonderful it was and how that should have won a Pulitzer over Damn. To me, I feel like Kendrick, when it comes to just the bars and the memories that he'll leave you on every hook, the way he switches his voice and switches the flows, and it's just and then we come to this year with the rap beef. And everybody said Kendrick wasn't battle tested. I believe that this was one of the greatest showings in hip hop ever. And yeah, him performing at the halftime show is going to be impressive. And yeah, and if you haven't, I really want y'all to watch the performance he did on Paris. If y'all have Amazon Prime, definitely watch that performance that he had in Paris where he's performing Mr. Morale and a bunch of his hits. And the thing that you realize with Kendrick, everybody talks about, oh, he's like this woke and socially guy. He has so many hits that go crazy in clubs. It's really cool. Yeah. And then after that I have Pac and weirdly enough Black Thought. To me, Tupac has always been somebody who I've always said it's the rawness and the energy that he brought to hip hop, the authenticity, and just kind of him he has this like magnetism that you always had to his tracks, and I really think it stood the test of time with his music and his talent. And Black Thought, to me, with all he's done with the Roots, even though everybody now is like, "Oh, that's Jimmy Kimmel's band," I'm like, "No, they're one of the greatest rap groups ever." Like that
Right.
really no, y'all really don't know. But Tariq Trotter, like every single verse that he has spit, I've just been left like astounded. So he's definitely one of my like top 5 of rappers also.
Okay. All right. No, that's a good list. We've got some parallels for sure in ours. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving mine. But yeah, good list. And again, this is a very personal list, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it has to do with, you know, your taste and whatnot. But I love your criteria on certain amount of, you know, hit albums and features and all of that. So I think those are all great things to throw in there as far as your criteria on who you think is should, you know, qualify to be top 5 rapper all time. All right, well, Diego, let's go to you next, man. You're the young gun here, the teenager here. So I'm curious and scared to hear who your top 5 is.
Probably should
But
be
let's
scared. You should be scared for one of them.
Oh gosh, but let's go. But hold on. But let's go 5-1. So let's build up that way and go 5-1. All right, and then hold on. Auntie said you left off Nas. Yeah.
All right. I'm biased because I grew up on rap from the South and the West Coast, so I'm not the biggest. Even Eminem, and again, was a fan of him. I'm just it's very hard. It's tough. My top 5 list is just artists who I like will routinely listen, are part of the artists who I routinely listen to and I'll always go back to. Yep. And Nas, I love his music, but it's never like always been like stuck to me of just like, oh yeah, like let me put on whatever new Nas track is on. Because like when he was dropping like all the King's Diseases and stuff, like I really tapped into that because those were really cool. But outside of like Illmatic and a bunch of other songs that he's had, like I just really haven't like grasped on to Nas as one of the best ever. Just I don't know. That might be because I'm young and I'm like not as fully hip to New York rap as much, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So Diego, hold on before you get yours. Johnny O threw in Flavor Flav. Johnny, you a fool for that. You a fool for that, Johnny. All right. Okay. Go ahead, Diego.
All right. So my number 5, 5th greatest rapper of all time, I have Playboy Cardi.
Oh my God.
You young.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna we're gonna just end the show on this, man. Because this is not going in the right.
Started off great.
I got an argument though. I got an argument.
Okay. But
what is it?
This is definitely generational music debates here at its finest, right there.
All right, so Playboy Cardi only has 3 albums that he's ever released. But all of them are hits. And then if you look throughout the 2017 released his first album, which was called Playboy Cardi. It's his like sound and flow is like completely different to what it was on All Red. Oh no, not All Red. A whole lot of Red in 2020. It's completely different. And every single time, you know, he drops an album, it's a hit, and then just different sounds. And every single feature he's been on, it's been crazy. He's taken over every single feature. And man, what else I gotta say? You know, and like the fans, he got so many fans that are loyal. And whenever he can go years without dropping an album, if he says he's gonna drop an album in 2022, doesn't come out until 2025, people are still gonna clamor for it. And impact fans like that. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Got Playboy Cardi.
All right. Okay. All right. Hey, this is generational music debates, and this is your list. So
yeah, and I kind of did it to be funny too.
Okay. All right.
Number 4, I got Travis Scott.
Oh my God.
I'm not hating that.
That's not bad.
I'm not hating.
I'm not hating that. That's a valid decision. Okay. So Travis Scott, he has a bunch of hit albums. He's got. I know he has Astro World, was a very big album, and then Oh wait, I gotta forgot some other albums.
Utopia, Rodeo.
Astroworld, of course. Utopia. Oh, yeah, you got Utopia, Astroworld. You
That's
got
the best one.
Birds in the Trap Scene, Ignite, and Rodeo. All those are 4 big albums, and yeah, and got crazy fans. All of his concerts are crazy, and yeah, a lot of good features. So got Travis Scott on there.
That's
All right.
Three.
Lord, Travis Scott. That's
not bad. That's good. Like all of his, like all 4 of those albums have been insane.
To be fair to him, Travis Scott makes like really good music. Like McCartney thing, I was like, ooh, top 5 man. But Travis, I'm not hating that. I've enjoyed all 4 of his albums.
All he does is bang his head and jump in the crowd. That's about it.
Those are his concerts, though, and like, but people go crazy over it. That's
Yeah.
the impact.
Yeah, that's fair.
People lose their mind.
The feet ain't even.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And number 3, I got Jay-Z. I don't really listen to Jay-Z, but
All right. You
but he's
steered the wheel towards the right direction.
He's got good numbers and stuff, so I got Jay-Z on there. Number 2, Eminem. I like Eminem. Has some good music, a lot of hit albums. So you got Eminem on there. And number 1, Tupac. Great rapper. A lot of good albums.
Okay.
And,
Okay. You brought it back. You brought it back on the road.
Stressed me out, but we landed.
Brought it back on the road. You brought it back on the road. And Brandon, yeah, we did see your list, Brandon. We put it up here. I'll put it back up here in a minute, Brandon. So yeah, you got Kendrick Lamar is your 5, and the honorable mention Eminem. You got Nas 4, Biggie 3, Jay-Z 2, and Pac 1. So yep, we did get your list, Brandon. Yep, and yeah, and it's funny because you can tell. It's funny again with the generations, you can see. So you kind of tell, different age groups and whatnot. So this is cool. This is fun to definitely hear. And then Stephanie said Diego no go except Eminem, Tupac, good rebound. Yep, for sure, Stephanie. Thank you for checking us out. All right, so let me get into mine. You'll hear some similarities here. Man, so Andre 3000 was a good one, Chris. So that was a good one. I didn't have him on my list, but he was definitely a good one. It's impossible to have this list and not leave people out. So that can definitely happen. But number 5, I've got Kendrick. I've got Kendrick Lamar as my number 5. And the battle with Drake really helped with that. I don't know if I would have had him on there. Again, I would have had him top 10. I would have had him toward the top. But I think that really elevated the fact that now, okay, he's battle tested, and just the mastery of that song and what he did with that was just absolutely incredible. So he was already one of my top favorite rappers and whatnot. But that put him, that broke any tie that I had for my 5th rapper there. So Kendrick is number 5. Number 4, I've got Lil Wayne as my number 4. So again, he's on your list, Chris. So we agree with that. I've got him there. His longevity, his bars are crazy. He says stuff that you're like, oh my gosh, just like you said, man, wish I would have thought of that. So witty, so smart. One of the greats for sure. Number 3, I've got Eminem. I've got M at number 3. Man, again, similar to Wayne, his longevity, his bars, what he also can. So some rappers, especially the ones that rap like super fast, he's able to perform that same way. So that's not just studio rap. He actually can perform all of those songs when he goes supersonic speed. So yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. Cardi, I can't believe that one. So I've got Eminem at number 3. Number 2, interesting. I don't think this might have been, hold on, maybe he was on Brandon's list. But number 2, gotta have Biggie, man. Biggie Smalls. Got Biggie as my number 2. Again, you could argue he's number 1 again, but short career. But again, impact, and he was clearly on his way. I've got I've got Biggie as my number 2, and number 1 I got Pac. I got Pac number 1. Definitely, love following him. Again, we lost him and Biggie too soon, but Pac was my number 1. So again, Kendrick 5, Wayne 4, M3, Biggie 2, Pac 1. But so many, I've left 5 or 6 folks off of here clearly because there's so many greats. Anybody's list, you're gonna leave people off for sure. So let me hit these comments and then get y'all's questions, because we got a lot of comments on these, and these are awesome. So we've got let's see, rappers in game. We got whole shot saying M's by far the best, hands down, no debate. We've got the Lord's, yeah, big pun, yeah, man, big pun was
that was a great pull.
Big puns like that. Daddy Yankee, M, Wayne, Nas, and Pac. Yeah, okay. Yep. Good list. Good list. This is a good one. Great question. Houston Dave, man, top 5 female rappers. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one right there. Before we get to that one, hold on. Let me go to Mom Dukes here. Professor. Oh man. Oh, okay. So this is another generation. This is from my dad. Yeah. This is his here. LL Cool J, Snoop Dogg, Ice-T. Okay. All right. We got his from that era. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Thanks for throwing that in. I love that. Man, but oh my gosh, top 5 female. You want to take this, Chris?
All right. So, all right. Let me get my mind right. Okay. So I can do 1 through 5 easily, but 1.
Well, go 5 to 1.
5 to 1.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Go
5. Nicki Minaj, just for like what you did for my generation, carrying female rap on her back and having basically a bunch of people she inspired after her. 4. I have Rhapsody. She's out now, but she's one of the best MCs I've ever heard. She's really amazing. 3, I have Lil' Kim, and just her swag and how she just shined on every track, which is something that was something to behold. Number 2, I have Missy Elliott. I actually I have another 1A and 1B situation. It's Missy Elliott and Lauryn Hill. I feel like, to me, Missy, just her and Timbaland, anytime they were together, just that itself was amazing. But her ability to just float on any beat, and just her style, her sense of self, like who she is, like that's really cool. And Lauryn Hill, I feel like everybody sometimes says that, we give Lauryn Hill too much credit off of one album, but that one album is possibly the greatest album anybody's ever heard. So it's like, and even her work with the Fugees, I believe that Lauryn Hill is the greatest to ever do it. And her bars and everything. And that's the thing. I feel like with rap, especially like female rap, sometimes you like go for artists who aren't like strictly rap or who exist in that like rap and R&B space. But I do believe that Lauryn Hill, when she came to rap on a track, it was crazy. Like, that she was going to shine and she was going to do her thing. So
yeah, okay, yeah. Nah, this is good.
Let's see how it. I forgot Queen Latifah. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Wait.
Oh yeah, Queen. Oh God, Queen.
Rhapsody with Queen Latifah. My fault.
Oh yeah, Queen. Dang, Queen. Yeah, it's hard to not have Queen. Ooh, yeah, Missy, Queen. Let's see. Love Missy Elliott. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Brandon here's got Rhapsody, Eve, Nicki, Queen, MC Light. Yep. Yeah. Good list here. Yeah. What you got, Diego? That's just kind of popped up. You want to just name a couple?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki, yeah. Nicki's.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot of credit, but like I don't know, like the older school, like
yeah. I know you wouldn't know about the older school ones, so that's hard.
I'll just say Nicki's number
Nicki.
1. Because,
okay, Nicki. Yeah, I've got man. I'm gonna throw one at y'all. She was Wasn't there long, but man, was sick. Boss. Y'all probably don't know. Some of y'all on here will know about Boss. She was from the D, was from Detroit. Man, she was nice. I'd have her definitely. I have her as my 5. Boss was nice. Man, I'm gonna put because see, I'm also going by who writes their stuff, right? Because I know some aren't, right? So that's also part of this here. So, number 4, man, I'm going Megan. Because I know Megan writes her stuff and is real and witty. So I'm going Megan the Stallion. I've got Eve at 3, and again, this is just off the dome. I got Eve at 3. I've got MC Light at 2. And I'm going Nikki at 1. Because I mean Nikki's just ridiculous, and I know she's writing it and all that. And so again, that's just off the dome. But man, I feel crazy leaving. I mean, Queen, and there's so many greats, and then I see more coming in here. So yeah, these are good. And then y'all, Salt and Pepper was mentioned here in the comments. So yeah, good, great question. Got us going. Didn't think we go down that route. So very fun, man. Well, hey man, see, Chris, you on to something, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing sports and music together and being able to talk. I mean, out of all the comments we had just as much, if not more, here on the music tip. So yeah, it's cool to blend that in.
Yeah. So I will be working my hardest, but the first episode of Generational Debates hopefully will be out by the end of this month. And I really want y'all to tap in because I love these debates. I love hearing different perspectives. I will definitely tap into Boss's music because I've never heard of her before, but I will definitely look into her music because that's the thing. I've always valued older people's takes on music. Like for me, I feel like I'm born in a generation where because we have access to everything, we became lazy with music discovery, and we're not. And also, I don't feel like there's a bunch of parents showing people the older stuff. They're just like, you know what? You just gotta listen to what you listen to. I listen to what I listen to. There isn't really like a sharing. Like there was a Mary J. Blige song that came on when I was like getting food with my mom, and like we're singing along to it. She was like, "Oh, I raised you well," and I was like, "Yeah." So like for me, music and sports is such a generational thing, and even with like GOAT debates with athletes, and even with just seeing like different artists and like people who you grew up with or people who I grew up with, I really want to like at least host a healthy debate where we can appreciate all of them. And even appreciating Playboy Cardi, which I know almost made a face, but you know, I was with the Travis Scott pick though. I wasn't mad at that. I was like, okay, you know, I'm still with that. But yeah, it was really great talking about this with you guys.
Cool.
God, listen. It's an age thing. I wasn't born. I was born in 2002. What do you all want me to say? Like, oh yeah, the seasoned people, the people with the seasoning. That's what I'm gonna call you, the seasoned vets.
The expertise.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey man, this was a great show. So next week, I think was to be determined. So we're definitely dropping the show next week. We're dropping every week, but next week's show I think might be pre-recorded, and we'll drop it at the same time. We'll drop it at 7. So because Chris, I think you're out town. Is it next week? The week you're out?
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, you're here. Okay. We'll still see because Diego, I know you've got something here. We'll stay tuned for that. But our show will drop, but we'll let you know if it's going to be live or if it's pre-recorded. But again, we drop every Saturday, typically 7 p.m. Eastern, so you don't want to miss us. NFL is our primary topic now, but as you see, we're diving into some other topics. It's just a cool way, spend your Saturday night. If you're not able to catch it live, you can always catch it after and catch the replay. But no matter what, make sure you catch it. Like, subscribe, share. Let's grow this thing. And you definitely want to be at the next King show. If you're here locally in North Carolina, you want to come to that. You never know who you're going to see, who you're going to meet, what autograph you're going to get. It's something you want to check out. All right. Well, hey, fellas, man, enjoyed it. Great show. Thanks, Chris, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let's go ahead and sign out like we always do. We get the outro on 3. Pick 'em pros. 1, 2, 3.
Pick 'em pros.
All right. Check y'all later.
Peace.
Tavares Jordan.